Singaporean leader extended a state visit invitation to President-elect Marcos. Any details or a particular date on that, sir?
Yes, our president formally extended an invitation to make a state visit to Singapore. This is something that we do often among ASEAN leaders. I have also mentioned and reiterated that invitation in the earlier meeting with President-elect Marcos. But of course, details there's no details as of yet. I think this is something that that would depend on the schedules, and I see that there are a lot of things to be done for the new president. Yeah.
Sir, just a follow-up question. Since Singapore is the Philippines' largest trading partner in Southeast Asia, what sectors do you plan to focus on and invest under the Marcos administration?
I can't speak for investors because I think they make all these decisions on a commercial basis. But what I will say is that what investors are looking at in the Philippines obviously are areas where this administration has worked on in terms of the tax incentives, the tax structures, the passage of the Public Service Act, the Retail Trade Act, the ease of doing business. These are all things that would provide comfort to investors when they come here, and we hope to see not only these things continuing, but as well as maybe making even further progress to make the Philippines a more attractive investment opportunity.
Thank you, Ambassador. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Ambassador of the United Kingdom to the Republic of the Philippines, Her Excellency Lori Gomez.
Good morning, everyone. Magandang umaga. Magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. Let's sit down, please. Would you like me to keep my mask or take
Si
it off?
UK Ambassador Lori Bufes nakatatapos lamang mag-courtesy call kay President-elect Bongbong Marcos.
Yes. Yes, so I'm delighted that I've just had a meeting with the President-elect, which was really useful, very informative and very warm. I was able to set out that the UK already has a really strong bilateral relationship with the Philippines, and indeed a strong friendship between our two countries and between our peoples, and that we intend to take that from strength to strength over the course of the President-elect's administration. We were able to discuss areas of particular joint interest where we want to further work together and expand and broaden and deepen our collaboration. For example, as you know, the President-elect is very focused on the economy and boosting the economy after the pandemic, and we were able to discuss what the UK has been doing in that space and what more we will do to support businesses, to support trade, support investments and infrastructure in particular. We spoke about energy and climate change and the UK's support in that space, in particular on energy transition, but also on adaptation. We spoke about the peace process in Mindanao. We spoke about human rights and media freedom. We spoke about the broad range of areas of mutual interest for our countries. And I said that I was very much looking forward to working with the next administration.
Good morning, how will the UK help the Philippines under Marcos' presidency temper China's militarism in the South China Sea? What else needs to be done to ensure freedom of navigation in the waterway without exacerbating tensions?
Thank you. So the UK is also a maritime nation, and we're we have a few British vessels in the region. We will build on that. Our carrier strikers will move back to this part of the world in 2023. And we'll continue to work with all partners interested in maintaining the international maritime law and UNCLOS and the 2016 Arbitral Award as we move forward in the years to come. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Report of the excellent bilateral relations between India and the Philippines. We've been having excellent progress over the past few years, and we look forward to continuing the progress and the dynamism under the new administration. Thank you.
So there's a question for the media. I'm Atty from here.
Ambassador, I just have one specific question about India and the Philippines defense deals. Recently, it was announced that the Philippines has agreed to buy an anti-ship missile system from India. Do we expect more defense deals under the Marcos administration that will improve the defense and security aspects?
Well, our relationship is driven by two pillars. The developmental partnership, which spans a lot of areas, and today I was able to discuss areas like agriculture, health, financials, fintech, and digital governance. But we also have the national security pillar, which includes defense, maritime security, cyber security, and other areas of cooperation. And as you rightly mentioned, we have had a recent signing of a contract. India would like to work with the Philippines towards capacity building and capability development of the Philippines Armed Forces. And we do believe that under the modernization program of the AFP, there are potential areas where Indian companies can be competitive. And we would obviously work closely with the Philippines Armed Forces and the Department of National Defense to take forward this partnership in the new administration.
Ambassador, what about on the fight against COVID-19?
India is one of the strongest partners of the Philippines in the health sector. A lot of the pharmaceutical products, a lot of vaccines to the Philippines come from India. During COVID-19, we witnessed a strengthening of this partnership. The President-elect was very keen to see domestic manufacturing of pharmaceutical products. Indian companies are looking forward to strong engagement. And I think in the new administration, we will carry forward the dialogue with a view to creating domestic capacities in the pharma sector to contribute to the health security of the Philippines.
Ambassador, good morning. Lian from Rappler. Ambassador, India is part of the Quad. You also have your own territorial dispute with China, albeit its land. When you talk about China with President-elect Marcos, seeing that his rhetoric in the campaign seems he's inclined to continue the bid with China. So was China at this point?
Our discussion today was on the bilateral relationship. We had a very wide-ranging discussion, as I said, on a lot of priorities, President focusing on development of the Philippines. I briefed him about the successes in digital governance in India and, of course, health. We spoke about agriculture. So the focus of discussions today was on our bilateral relationship, and we did not have any discussions about other aspects that you mentioned.
Thank you.
China was not specifically mentioned.
No.
Okay, thank you, Ambassador.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Namaste.